Hello friends, welcome back to A Drill and a Dream. My name is Abby, if you don't know me already. I'm here at my house, my beautiful fixed rubber house, that the inside is officially fixed up, but the outside still needs a lot of work. And today I was hoping to do some of my outside disaster stuff. Just like spring cleaning stuff is everywhere, left over from construction because we finished construction on this house on the inside like in the middle of winter. So there was so much stuff left over on the ground that didn't get cleaned up. And then also just regular normal springtime cleanup because there's sticks and everything everywhere. And eventually we're gonna have to actually mow the lawn. So I wanted to get all of the sticks cleaned up before that happened. However, I just came outside and it looks so nice outside. The sun is shining and it just looks beautiful, but it's freezing. Yeah, I didn't realize how cold it was. And the problem is too, it's really windy, which I also did not realize. So looking at the forecast, I mean, it's mid-April for crying out loud. I live in northern New York, so kind of on the corner of like Canada and Vermont, that kind of corner of the world. And winter just seems to take forever to leave us. And this year has been really cold. We've had a couple days here and there, like little teases of spring, but yesterday was snowing and it's one of those years. But I will say that the forecast, like the 10-day forecast as of today, looks pretty nice. So we're hopefully going to warm up. It's supposed to be high 50s, low 60s the next couple of weeks. So I'm hoping that it's going to get warmer. But once I stepped outside, I was like, maybe I should not do this today. Maybe I should push this off a little bit further. But I told myself I'm going to at least move this pile of wood because it just looks so ugly every day. And everything else is starting to really get cleaned up a little bit, and that pile of wood is just hideous. So my goal is at least to move this pile of wood. We'll see what else I do outside, but if not, there are a few things that I should get done on the inside, which is warmer. So I don't know, we'll see where the day takes us and where this video takes us, but at least, the least I can do is clean up this pile of wood, and that's gonna help. The feeling of walking home and walking up onto the porch is gonna be so much nicer with that gone. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. This pile of wood is just bleh, gross. I am so ready to move on from the construction phase of this house and get rid of all the piles of random stuff. There's so much work to do. So I was trying to think of the best way to move all of this, and I was thinking about my tractor thing, but the bucket, I don't think the wood would stay in it very well. So what I'm gonna do is like the stuff that's, you know, little scrappy, I'm just gonna burn, and we'll see how this goes. And the stuff that's bigger or like real wood sizes, I'm actually gonna put on the side of the road for free. I feel confident that somebody will take it, and I just don't think that I need it. Especially because, like, honestly, my dad has a sawmill, so he was the one who told me to put it by the road for free. So I can get things that I need from him. And I'm sure, so hard to know what people might use. I'm gonna keep that. Yeah. Honestly, the cold is not a big problem because you can just wear more clothes, but the wind is such a pain. And this time of year, whenever there's a nice day, it always comes with wind, which is a bummer. don't know how this is all gonna go. But still better than taking each one at a time. And I feel fairly confident. We have a lot of like Amish people that go by a lot on this road, so I feel pretty confident that they will take it and use it for something productive. So that's kind of a nice thought, you know. It won't be wasted. I'm sorry if the wind noise is terrible, but I figured I could be double productive, drop this stuff off with the free sign, and pick up sticks and apparently a washcloth. Love it, you know, for getting rid of that stuff while I'm here. I'm afraid things might look a little worse before they look better, but I feel confident that somebody's going to take this stuff. I'll probably come and rake another time, but I can get this bigger stuff. Not surprisingly, the more that you work outside, it doesn't feel quite as cold. So obviously I haven't started yet with the garden, although I hope very soon I'll be starting at least kind of making the base, turning over the soil, whatever you call it, like for this front garden. But I'm curious, obviously I'm further behind than a lot of people are, although there are still definitely people more northern than I am. But I'm curious what you guys are doing garden-wise this time of year, or if you already have things blooming. But I can show you what I have blooming in the lawn over here. I've got this little assorted flower garden, along with some trash apparently. But I've got these little flowers blooming and they look so beautiful. A little piece of springtime. so cheerful. So that's always fun to see in the spring. And since they're so early, I don't mind that they're right there in the yard, because by the time that it's, you know, mowing season, they're already past. So that's my earliest blooming things, and they make me very happy in the springtime. But my tulips that I showed you that I planted last year are all coming up in front of the house. They're not like flowers yet by any means, but the little greenery of them is starting to come up. Awesome. Might take another junky load. Some of this isn't looking the greatest. There's something about cleaning that I think just like doing it makes you want to do more, and seeing things looking nicer just makes you want to do more. Sometimes it's hard to get started. Like I really very much considered not doing this today, even though it was always my plan to do, when I felt how cold it was outside and how windy it was, and I was like, oh, I don't want to do this anymore. But once you get going on it and you start to see the progress, then it makes you want to do more. And quite frankly, I think I'm going to rake after this. I'm so happy to have all of this gone, and I hope it makes someone truly happy to take it, because I don't want to keep it. I don't know about this. I'm really bad about, like, some people get rid of things and some people keep things. And I'm a get rid of kind of girl. So sometimes I get rid of things that I probably maybe should keep. But honestly, it makes me feel so good to get rid of it and to clear things out. So even if it costs me more in the long run, which of course like I said, spoiled rotten because of my dad. But in other scenarios, I still just really like clearing things out. Woo! Woo-wee! We've got a black and Bronco. That's not good. Maybe we'll leave this one off. Just a little bit top heavy. Okay. Some of this wood, I don't know if it's worth anything, but if it's not taken, I will just bring it over to the burn pile. Okay, a couple more, and then we're done. I really do genuinely love this cart. It's great, really great. Although I think I need to put some more air in the tires. Okay, let's just say I really hope that somebody comes and takes this, because otherwise I'm gonna have to move the entire pile back, and this would have all been for naught. So we're gonna put this free sign that I just happen to have laying on my lawn, because I'm constantly putting things out for free, and I'll tell you, 95% of the time they do disappear. So we'll see how this goes. Okay, I'm gonna take some of these things with me as I go up. Whoa, stay. So apparently trees lose a lot of branches in the winter. That's kind of annoying. I don't think we had any trees at the house we used to live at. Okay. Okay. Back to the burn pile. I don't even know what it's gonna look like, you know, with grass. It's gonna be so amazing. Plus there are, well, I don't know if I put it along here, I'm guessing not, but there is a tulip coming up on each side of the rock here. See, there's one, and there's one. That'll bring a little bit of joy. I don't know if they're gonna come up before we make the garden or if we're going to garden around it, but either way, I really love tulips. Yuck. See, literally, who would have even known that this was painted white? Because it's just been so covered. Oh, trying to not crush my poor little tulip. It is kind of windy. It's probably not the best day to rake in hindsight. But I'll just get this cleaned up and I'll save the lawn for another day. But this will be great if we can get grass growing. Actually, grass isn't going to grow here because the thing is going to go around to here. I'm thinking the garden. I'll show you a little bit more about what I'm thinking in a minute. This looks so nice. Okay, this is terrible, wind-wise. Plus, what do you even do with this stuff? I guess I'll just throw it on the burn pile because there's some other random things in there. I don't know. It definitely does not need to be perfect, but it's a lot better than it was. There's lots of little pieces of wood in here. Okay. Well, yay! That looks amazing. Okay, so for the garden coming soon, my thought is, let me get you this corner angle. So I'm kind of thinking probably from this side of the stone over. It'll come out, you know, maybe 3 or 4 feet or something and go around and then all the way around until this part right here that goes into the front door. And then I'll do some sort of I'll probably make one more step. So this isn't such a big step up. And then eventually do some sort of a walkway, I guess, from the driveway so you can walk directly up to the front door. That's what I'm thinking. But then on the other side, I had a brilliant idea. And I don't think I've told you guys this, but if I have, then I apologize for repeating myself. But I was walking the other day, and when I was looking at the house from the road, I had this epiphany because this area here, I don't think that I'm going to continue the garden along here. I'm going to do something different. So this is the dryer vent, and you can't have, like, that can't get plugged up with snow because it needs to continue to vent air out. And last year I had actually the old desk that I had for my makeup table in my bedroom, but it was kind of falling apart and I was throwing it away. But instead of it bringing it out to the burn pile, I just put it right here and it worked really well. We ended up having so much snow, but because it was sitting here, the snow didn't come on top of the dryer vent and it could continue to vent air. And that worked out great, but I was like, what am I going to do when I don't have, you know, a stupid desk there? Because I definitely don't want to keep that there forever. It looks bad. So the thought that I had as I was walking up and looking at the house was I could build some sort of a bench here, which I had actually considered that before. Maybe we've talked about that before, but having a bench here, which would just be a pretty little thing and whatever. So what I was thinking was building a bench here that potentially had like 2 flower pots on each side. What I'm thinking is, I can show you a picture of what I'm kind of looking at, but if I built something with cement blocks so that somehow this area can be covered up and the air can continue to vent, but also it had flower pots on each end. But then for the sitting part, it could be pieces of wood that you could slide in. So that way you could take it out during the winter and the snow wouldn't hurt the wood so much. Or you could just easily replace the wood if you need to, because it would just slide through it. And it's not going to be like the most comfortable seat to sit a million years at, but you're also probably not going to sit a million years on this bench, but it would still look really cute. And my thought is too, I could have some sort of a trellis potentially. So have some sort of a vine that goes up the trellis from the flower pot, and I think that that would be so beautiful because it would give like height. And I don't want it to go directly on the siding, but if I had some sort of a trellis, it would give height even just with the trellis. You could paint it a color or something and make it a little bit interesting. Mom has like a clematis that grows really well at her house and it looks so pretty, or even like a climbing rose or something. I don't know, I'm just throwing things out there, but some sort of a climbing plant in the pots. I think that it would look really nice. It would, because this was another reason, when I was walking and I was looking at the whole house, it looks so nice and symmetrical because all of the windows are basically the same size, shape, everything on the whole house. Obviously those are a little bit smaller, but it's a totally different place, but around the whole bottom. But this is the only different one. And I think that having, because it's the bathroom, but I think that having some sort of height, whether it's through the trellis or through the vines, it would really, really look really nice, in my humble opinion. And I like the idea of having a bench there because it is this big open space that you could, you know, sit and enjoy. Not to mention killing like 8 birds with 1 stone, because you would also be saving in the winter, saving the dryer vent from getting stuffed with snow, as the beautiful North Country gives us in multitudes. And especially all of the snow coming off the roof just goes plop, and you know how that goes. So I'm feeling good about that idea. And I also think that it's something that would be really easy to do. I would just need to figure out the right way to layer the cement blocks. I've done it before. Actually, at a different house that I lived in, I made these little planters out of cement blocks and I planted like petunias in them and they grew really well. It's just a matter of placing the blocks in a certain way. I've looked at lots of them. I could totally do that. The benches, because if you place them in the right way, you can slide the 4x4s or something through it. Really, there's endless opportunity. So coming soon to a video near you. I would like to get that done this year, even if the plants aren't growing great. Most importantly, for the sake of this winter, having the dryer vent, you know, being covered. So I'm going to clean up just a little bit around here because there's lots of garbage. And yeah, then things are looking a lot better than they were before. Okay, well, it is not perfect, but it is a huge improvement. I am genuinely super, super pumped about this because I don't even remember the last time that I've seen that without like piles of wood everywhere. It looks so, so nice. I'm very happy with it. Very happy that I decided to push through and work outside today, even if it's a little cold and a little windy. The next few days are showing rain, so I'm glad that I got it in while I had the chance on a not rainy day. It looks so good. I'm so excited. Seriously, the porch was like beautiful, but it had, you know, that did not look nice. And just imagine how nice this is going to be with a garden all the way around here. I'm so excited. Let's see who's at the bird feeder, see how close we can get it. Ooh, bye. Bye, guys. Looks like I need to refill. So I have a camera right there, and I get notifications. This isn't on purpose, I just happen to have it there. And I get notifications when, a lot of times when birds fly in and stuff, but there's a squirrel that keeps coming, and it'll be eating the bird seed, and I will turn on the microphone of the camera and I'll say, "Go away, that's not your food," and then he goes away, but you know, squirrels. But I do like having the birds around. I've noticed a lot more birds lately, and I've noticed quite a few different kinds eating the food. I don't know what kinds they are. I'm really bad. I want to say that that one was a chickadee, but that's a complete and random guess. So don't laugh too hard at me. I really do not know my birds. So maybe that should be something that I work on, you know, as I see the birds come, because they do come in all different colors and varieties, and that's a lot of fun. I enjoy it. However, like I may have told you, I don't want to keep it there, obviously, because it's right in the walkway to the front door, but also there's just bird. I haven't noticed, well, I guess some bird poop. Yeah, I do see some bird poop, but mostly a lot of bird seed everywhere, and that's kind of a pain on your porch. So I'll have to find a better place for it, maybe off of the bay window somehow. But then it's hard because you have to also be able to reach it to fill it. So I don't know, we'll figure something out. But I do enjoy, like, even in the morning when I wake up, I hear all the birds singing, and it's springtime finally. So I'm very excited for this spring because I think it's going to be the biggest transformation of the outside of the house that we've seen yet, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how everything turns out. One more thing I wanted to say to you guys, you may have noticed lately I've only been doing one video a week, and they've been a little bit sporadic. There's obviously not as many things going on, or there weren't in the last couple of months, but with the change of weather, springtime, so much going on, I'm hoping to go back to 2 videos a week. I'm not going to guarantee that there will always be 2 videos a week, but I'm going to try to keep going more. I've got lots of projects planned. One of the big things I want to do as soon as possible is cleaning out my sheds, because like I can't even put my yard cart in my sheds. I have it on my porch because there's just so much stuff in there. It's just a disaster. So I definitely want to get going on that and get going on gardening and stuff. So I am hoping to go back to Tuesday and Saturday videos for the summer season, but bear with me if I'm a little sporadic. You never really know, depending on what things pop up. But that is the goal. So definitely stay tuned on those days and check out if there's a new video. Hopefully there will be. I love making videos for you guys, but sometimes there's just not a lot going on. However, I like to be in the 2 video a week schedule, honestly, because it keeps me motivated. Sometimes I don't feel like doing anything, but knowing that I have a video coming out makes me keep going even when I want to be lazy. And I think that's a very good thing for me. I know it has been throughout this whole renovation. I'd probably not be moved in yet, honestly, if I didn't have YouTube pushing me forward. So thanks guys for that. Stay tuned Tuesdays and Saturdays for new videos. So anyway, I'm gonna head inside, have a nice cup of coffee. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that you guys can maybe get some, hello, oh nope, it's gone. Get some fun gardening things done in your gardens if you enjoy doing that kind of thing. And if not, I hope that you will watch me as I do it in the upcoming videos. Tap the subscribe button if you haven't already. And I will see you guys next time on A Drill and a Dream.